I did not grow up in a Christian home. My parents weren't believers. We didn't attend church. And so I didn't really have any kind of religious background, though we would say that we believed in God. About the time I was in junior high, I began to notice that there was a difference between how I should act and how I actually acted. And that really brought about a lot of guilt in my life because I knew I should be a certain way and I wasn't. But I didn't know what to do about it because I couldn't ever seem to do the right thing all the time. By the time I got in high school, I began really seeking after some answers to try to understand why there were these two ways. What was real life? Because the life I was living was not, it just didn't seem to make any sense. And so I began investigating religions and spirituality. I tried Eastern religions. I tried transcendental meditation. I pulled out my mother's tarot cards and I tried to see if there was some sort of truth there that I could rely on. And I also began to investigate Christianity. And I began reading a book that described what Christianity was and what the God of the Bible, who He was, and why Jesus died for my sins. I never understood that phrase before. I did firmly believe I was a sinner. I knew, between the way I was supposed to live and the way I was living, that I was not living right. I'd got involved in partying and drinking and being rebellious, lying, cheating, drugs, you name it, and so there was no question about that. But what did Jesus have to do with it? And this book clearly explained what it means when you say Jesus died for your sins, and it reconciled the two things that I never could reconcile: why I was the way I was and how I could be different. And I realized that Christianity and the God of the Bible was what was real, that's what really offered hope for me. And it was like I woke up. It was just like being asleep my entire life and suddenly waking up and seeing that there's a whole other life out there. And this is the real life, not the one I was living. And so I began to follow the God of the Bible and Jesus Christ and give my life over to Christianity. And since then, it has been like night and day. It's not that I never do anything bad anymore, because I do, but in Jesus there's forgiveness and there's hope. And as I followed Him, I've been given the power to be able to choose to do rightly. And when I mess up, there's forgiveness. So it's been an amazing transformation, and this is what I was looking for, the real truth.